Hi and welcome back to Warframe. So today it has been requested several times that I cover the Armored Agility mod in a little bit more detail and show some of the builds I actually used for it, because I do have some now. It is a Nightmare mode mod. It's a Nightmare mod which is only available for Nightmare mode, hence the reason I keep calling them Nightmare mode mods. To get one you have to do a Nightmare mode mission. These appear randomly throughout the solar system. I do tend to prefer the boss ones because they can be more fun. They also pop up as alerts, and just to clarify that this is actually available in alerts, there it is right there. Hi. And done. And it'll pop up, there it is, Armored Agility. If we take a look at it inside of some of the Warframes, you can see obviously the sprint speed is 1.2, the armour is 150 for Ash, but if we jump over and put that mod in, the armour goes up to 217 and the sprint speed goes up to 1.38. Then obviously if you really wanted to, you could throw Rush in on top of that, which will take the speed up to 1.74, and armour, which there it is, will go up to 382, and this is just on Ash. If we take a look at Frost on the other hand, he only has a running speed of 0.9, which is and has always been the slowest of the running speeds because he's heavily armoured with 190 armour. If we go in and equip those mods, just Rush, Steel Fibre and armour to kind of try and max them out a little bit, 484 armour, but the sprint speed actually comes up to 1.3, which is actually really quick for Frost. Now, Armored Agility does seem heavily aimed towards Frost because Snow Globe, at least pre-update 17 and the rework of Frost anyway, the Snow Globe's strength is based on the armour number of Frost. So if you just happen to have it, you can go in and put on the Arcane Aurora helmet and instantly have, where is it, 484, that's the same armour. You silly game, I didn't let it update. 532, which is going to make the bubble strength, the Snow Globe strength, much higher. So this mod does seem heavily aimed towards Frost. Rhino has the same numbers as Frost does with 190 armor and the 0.9 sprint speed, so he's kind of the same. But Rhino Prime on the other hand has a sprint speed of 1 with 190 armor. Now if I remember rightly, I'm not wearing the Arcane, I am wearing it, god damn it. That's something I never realised before. I took the Arcane sprint helmet off and his sprint speed has stayed at 1. That's actually supposed to go up if you put the Arcane Vanguard helmet on, but it hasn't. It stayed as it was, so I wonder if that's broken. But dropping in Rush, Steel Fibre and Armored Agility again take his sprint speed up to 1.45 over Frost's 1.3. The armour goes up to about the same at 484. Well, it's exactly the same because, as I said before, Frost and Rhino shared the same armour numbers. The sprint speed was buffed for Rhino Prime though. But then if we go to the completely opposite end of the scale here, in one direction, we do have the heavily armoured Valkyr, who has, where's the sprint speed? 1.1 sprint speed, which is quicker than most of the other frames when it comes to that, with 600 armour on her. But by dropping in the same mods, obviously I've included Steel Fibre here to go for the maximum. If we take that out, she's still going to have a lot of armour. It is adding 270, but with that in, it's going up to 1530 armour with a sprint speed of 1.59 including Rush. Take that out, it's still 1.26. That actually evens out with Frost with Rush in. So with Rush in, that is just, this is definitely a mod worth getting. Going to the completely opposite end of the scale when it comes to armor, there are a lot of frames that only have 15 armor, but do have a fairly decent sprint speed to start off with 1.1. So I've just gone for Banshee because she is the first one at the top of the list. Ash does have a little bit more. But with these mods in there, the sprint speed has gone to the same as Valkyr's at 1.59, which is pretty quick. Even though what's her name is quicker. Valkyria? Rhino is a lot quicker. But the armor has gone up to 38, which, considering steel fiber and armored agility are here, yeah, that has increased it, but that has not made her any harder to kill. That has just made her quicker to run away. And even if you take it out, she's still going to be a complete softie, but she's still going to have a decent sprint speed. So the lowered armored frames, that's not exactly the best of mods for. All of that aside, even though this is heavily aimed towards Frost, personally I found it a bit of a pain to fit, because choosing whether or not to ditch the Chilling Globe augment mod to fit the armored agility nightmare mod in there, I couldn't choose between the two, because obviously Chilling Globe works better because when they come into the globe they're going to freeze for a few seconds and you're going to be able to kill them before they unfreeze. Armored agility on the other hand means when they're shooting the globe it doesn't go down as much. Adding Streamline will do pretty much the same thing, because if it goes down you can always put it back up pretty quickly, because Frost is a defensive frame and should be used mainly to defend a pod in defense missions. The only build I could actually fit this into without dumping some of the more important mods like Stretch or Overextend or Constitution or Continuity, Intensify, there is many other mods that will go in here instead of it, and this build is basically what I would use for sprinting missions, capture, deception, sabotage type stuff. Other than that, on Frost I cannot find a use for it, and that has bled into other frames. I cannot find a decent enough use for it to justify this mod anymore. When it first came out, the hype was huge. I personally had to have one because I saw it and instantly thought, yes, there's finally something to frisk? Yeah, something is going to fix Frost, but it just didn't happen. It works really well for his rushing setup, because you can rush certain missions, but it's a good mod. It dropped in platinum after that. It's still going for around 60 platinum or more. Or you've got to go out and you've got to spend $200 to get it with the 4800 something platinum package on the Warframe website. So it is a good mod. It is going to be a really good addition to most frames on certain builds, but sacrificing the more important mods to fit it in there is going to be a challenge. And after a week of playing with this thing, it is actually today the 18th of July when I'm recording the end of this, if you will, because I've been playing with it so much, and every build I dumped it into made me weaker, because I could not cast abilities as much, or I could not take as much damage because I had to sacrifice something like health or shields to fit it in there. Or you can't run as fast because you're replacing armor with it or rush with it, which are by themselves stronger mods than armored agility. So in some cases this mod is actually pretty good. What kind of build to put this in? Apart from the one I use for Frost, I really have not found a good build for it that can justify it over any other mod. But since this is already getting on to being a pretty long video and has very little gameplay in it, if I'm honest, we will leave this off here for now. I will come back and I will take another look at it after update 17, probably a while after update 17, because the upcoming stamina changes, Frost rework, Parkour 2.0, it might become really useful after that. But until then, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.